This is not sponsored by Cancan, by the way. I wish it was. It's just that I really love their bags and they're very durable and I can fit everything in their bag. So that's why I have a Cancan pouch and a Cancan extra big backpack because I just love them so much for support, the way that they look. I love black. I really wish this was a sponsorship. If they ever come across this video, please hit me up. I love your brand, but let's get into the video. Hello and welcome back to Sandra's Shelf, where I talk all things self-help, mental health, and lifestyle. So today I'm finally filming this video that I've always wanted to film, and it's what I carry on my carry-on bag when I travel. So all my travel essentials, every time I do a travel, I always carry these staple items. And I'm doing this video in case like someone's about to travel or is always losing their head as to what to bring on their carry-on bag. So I hope that this video will help you, and I hope that it will inspire you to add extra things maybe in your bag. So you let me know. I've seen a few of these videos before on YouTube and I really find them interesting. Actually, I think our human nature really finds it fascinating what people are carrying with them in their bags, in their purses. You know, you see the Vogue videos, I think it's Vogue or something else, where we see what celebrities are carrying in their day-to-day bag or purse or tote bag. So I feel like this is a little bit of the same similar vibe, and I just wanted to share what I carry as someone who's a YouTuber, freelancer, writer, reader, and I think I carry a bit more than the average, but I still manage to fit everything in one bag, and it's a Cancan bag, and I'll link it down below obviously. And like I said, this is not sponsored, unfortunately. I've also tried to organize this video in different sections so it's more digestible and its common items are together. So we have technology, we have entertainment, we have snacks, we have products, and we have other items. So those are the 5 main categories, and I'm gonna go through them in that order. Obviously, I might not include everything that you might include in your travel bag, or maybe I include more things that you might not include and you might have an idea to include. Let me know down below. What do you travel? Do you travel extra heavy, extra light? Do you only travel with one carry-on bag and one bag on yourself, or do you carry with a carry-on and a luggage? I normally travel with a carry-on and a full-size luggage because I'm normally going somewhere for a week where I want to have different outfits, different, you know, styles and whatnot. But my carry-on is where I keep my most essential items because I will be damned if I lose electronics or some of the things that I have in here. Having said all that, let's get into my travel essentials, and we're gonna start with my backpack, which has a lot of things. So first of all, I want to start with bags. I have my backpack, I have my Cancan pouch. Like I said, these are both from Cancan. I will link them down below. And I also have a mini purse and a passport bag. So this is my mini purse by Olivia and Joy. I'll try to find it down below and link it. I really love this. I actually use it throughout my trip because I can fit my phone in here, some cards, some coins, and other little knickknacks, and it's just such a perfect little mini purse. But I've had it for years now, so I'm not sure if I can find this exact brand or if I can find something similar, but definitely highly recommend, especially if you're a lady and you like to keep your stuff on you at all times. Really recommend this one. And similarly, a passport purse or a passport holder is also very important, because if you have a holder or something to safe keep your passport, I feel like you're less inclined to lose or forget your passport when traveling, while traveling. So highly recommend that. And also in these type of purse coin, you can also keep your money. So if you converted money into the country that you're going, you can keep your passport, the money, and probably your plane ticket as well. So that's what we do in our family. And actually my mom usually travels with this one, so she has everyone's stuff, and I think that's so convenient, and like that we're never losing it, or we're never all like scrambling to find one person's passport. So now that we got the bags and purses out of the way, let's go into technology. And first I'm gonna say headphones or earphones or whatever you prefer. I use regular earphones by Apple, and I also use my AirPods, say if I want to charge my phone at the same time. So I have both, and like that, if I lose one, I have the other option. I literally cannot survive without music or noise canceling anything, so that's something I really need on the plane, in the airport, and in general. So I always make sure to have both at all times. Now the next one is something that everyone tends to forget, but I never forget mine. I bring it everywhere, even when I leave the house. Normally I bring it, and sometimes people think that I'm crazy, but I'm crazy until you start using mine, okay? Let me just remind people that it's better to be safe than sorry, and it's a power bank. And this one is a heavy duty power bank. It's at 100%. I always keep it at 100. Always keep it at 100 because you never know when you need it. And this one can go for, I think, up to 1 or 2 hours, so I think even more actually. And it could charge an iPhone to full or any other phone as long as you have the right plugs. So you can just use the regular iPhone charger, so you have to also pack a charger, and you can also pack its own charger. So when you get to the place you want to get, or when you get to the airport and there are charging stations, you can charge this, you can charge your phone, etc. Obviously that's obvious, but I highly recommend a power bank because you never know if you get stranded once you land. And sometimes if you're really unlucky, the plane that you have doesn't have a charging port. So the plane that I just took to Mexico and back, okay, we traveled with Flair Airlines, there was no charging ports at all. So luckily I didn't even need to use this because I wasn't really on my phone. I was just listening to music on my phone, so I wasn't using the full capacity of my phone. But I felt safe and secure because I had my power bank, and my entire family had my power bank in case they were also using their phones, and in case that when we land we didn't have any more juice on our phones. But that wasn't the case because it was such a short flight, like 3-4 hours, so we were all good. And so since I'm a freelancer and YouTuber and I do a lot of things online, I bring my laptop, my Mac, and I also have my laptop case, obviously. And this is kind of why I also really love the Kanken bag, because the one that I have, okay, I'll show you right now, it has a back pocket and it has an inside pocket inside the backpack itself. So I can either put my laptop in here. I still always put protection just in case I don't want to hit my laptop in any way, or there is a inside pocket right here as well. So either or you could use for your laptop or your other devices or anything else. But yeah, this is my laptop. This is where all the editing magic and all the writing magic happens. And I definitely bring it depending on the trip and depending how long. The one time I didn't bring it in Panama and we all got stuck overseas for 3 weeks was horrible because I didn't have my laptop. I couldn't do my freelance work. I couldn't do any editing. I couldn't do anything. But luckily I also bring another device that many people don't know unless you're a writer and unless you really like tech, and it's my mini portable Freewrite device. And this thing saved my life when I forgot my laptop. I can't do much on it, but I can write on it, and that's the most important thing for me, is to write. So this is the small Freewrite device, and basically this is just for writing, and you obviously need to charge it, but I charge it before every trip, so I'm not too worried. I bring the charger just in case, except for that one time that I got stuck 3 weeks in Panama. I had no other choice but to charge it, but besides that, normally it lasts me for a week or two of travel. Don't you worry, I'll link it down below, because I know every time I mention this device or I picture it or I talk about it anywhere, people are always very intrigued and excited to learn more. So I'll link the company, I'll link the link down below for sure. So it always varies if I choose to bring my laptop or my Freewrite, or both, or either or. And obviously if I bring my laptop, I'm gonna bring my laptop charger. I don't have it right now, I left it upstairs. I'm too lazy to go get it. I think I got everything here that I need to show, but just believe my word that I'm not gonna forget my laptop charger if I bring my laptop, because that would be very, very bad. And then similarly, I also have the canonical iPhone charger as well, you know, to charge my iPhone at any time. And so the last techie related things that I bring is normally my camera, but you guys are being used right now. So my camera that I'm filming on right now, it's my Canon. It's always linked in the description. And also this Kanken bag, which I believe was a pouch, but it fits my Canon so perfectly. So every time my friends or family members see me with this, they know that I'm about to film or I'm filming in public. So this is just a staple, and I just, you know, I always have it on my body okay, like that. And then I have my Can backpack in the back, and it's just so comfortable. I feel like I can run through airports doing that. And you know, for storing, like when we're on the plane, I can either store it next to me or hold it or store it in my actual backpack. And my backpack, because it's big but not that big, I can actually store it in front of me under the person's seat in front of me instead of putting it up top, because obviously I don't want to put it up top in case there's turbulence or someone is like going crazy with their own baggages. I don't want to break any of my electronics, and I don't want to lose anything. So that's just a safety thing for me, and I love having my important stuff on me at all times, especially when I'm traveling. So yeah, I definitely use this. And then sometimes I also bring my tripod. So this time around when I went to Mexico, I actually did bring my tripod, but the tragedy was that I was so sick that I had no motivation to film, and I didn't film anything. I filmed like maybe 2 clips on my camera, which is very unlike me. I normally film a lot, but it's just something that happens, and at least I brought it. If I didn't bring it, I'd feel worse than if I brought it and didn't use it. So sometimes I do end up bringing my tripod, and the great thing is that it fits in these holders here, right, like that. And that's how I traveled. Now we reached the most exciting part for me, and it's the entertainment section. So I love actually traveling on the plane. Like, besides the claustrophobia and the impending noise of the plane and people being annoying sometimes and many other things, I actually love the undisturbed time to just do something, because you have no other choice but to spend time. Sometimes if you actually have the chance where you can watch movies, that's great. Some flights, especially when they're very short flights, you don't have that chance and opportunity, which is even better for me, because then I can focus on doing my own stuff. And besides like using your laptop and going on your laptop and doing some work or doing some writing, I also love journaling. So I bring my journal, and this time around I brought my 2 journals. So I brought my manifestation journal and my morning pages journal. So I actually did this on the plane this time around because our flight was earlier in the morning this time, so I got to do my pages in the flight, and it was amazing because you have that little table in front of you, and if not, you also can, you know, just rest on your legs and write. So it's not that bad. But you can't forget to bring pens if you're gonna do some writing or do some journaling. So I use this pouch, and we have all my pens and highlighters in here. And I also usually keep in some sticky notes, and I have some ink. I make sure that it's covered so it doesn't spill everywhere. And I actually don't have it in here right now, but I use my fountain pen for journaling. So I usually have my fountain pen in here, and that's why I do is the ink. And yeah, I just keep it secure like that. I try not to like overcharge it. Like, I try to use like just a few pens, a few highlighters, just to make sure that in case you lose some, you always have something. And yeah, definitely would recommend still having pens, even if you're not a writer, if you don't journal or whatever. It's always good to have 2 or 3 pens on you at all times, especially when you're traveling. But the other entertainment that I really enjoy is reading books, and I keep my books in this little pouch. I got this pouch from Chapters Indigo. These are actually gift bags apparently, but I use them to like secure my books. And I usually carry 5 to 6 books because I'm literally mentally, clinically insane. But I'm just showing 2 right now. I usually have a fiction and a nonfiction and a memoir, but I guess I just took a fiction, nonfiction. Hold on, I have a fiction book somewhere here. Okay, there we go, we have a fiction book. So memoir, Eat, Pray, Love, nonfiction, A New Earth, and then fiction, The Idiot. So this is more accurate to what I would carry, and I usually carry 6 books around because I just leave me alone, okay? I normally end up finishing 3 books, so, and then my sister normally ends up borrowing 1 or 2 books as well. So it works out, it always works out. And if you get stranded or if you get stuck somewhere, you have something to do for hours on end. So it's a perfect thing. I love it. I love reading on the plane. I love journaling on the plane. I just love having that time where I'm like, okay, nobody talk to me. I'll spend the next 3-6 hours doing X thing, and just love it. Now the next section is to have snacks and like just be prepared to have things to snack on, probably something healthy, because you know, airport stuff can also be very pricey and can be very unhealthy. So I normally have little snacks or little treats. I have like this keto snack here, dark chocolate coconut cups. Honestly, that's not a snack that I brought because if you're going somewhere hot or if you're traveling when it's hot, you don't want to bring chocolate, but you could bring like something like a trail mix or anything else. Just little small healthy snacks that, you know, you can eat on the plane or on the flight. Even if you don't want healthy snacks, you can obviously pack unhealthy snacks, obviously. I also always bring my water bottle. It's my Swell water bottle. And so the thing is, when you go into the airport, they're gonna ask you to remove any liquid so you can drink your water before going into the gates. But after that, if there are fountains, at least you can fill up your water or somehow find a way to fill up your water, or in case you just always have a water bottle just in case, so you can always be hydrated throughout the week or wherever you're traveling. So I highly recommend having this because, you know, at least you get to have a few sips before you go in, but just make sure you empty the water because some places, they're very mean. They're gonna either confiscate it completely, or the best case scenario is that they tell you to go back out of the line, empty your water, hopefully it's water because, you know, and then come back into the line. So that's what I do. I normally make sure that I empty it or I drink all of it before getting to the other side because I don't like being dehydrated. Now the next section is called products, and you have to be careful with what products you bring, how much you bring, and basically the amount, right? The liquid amount, because most places you can't have more than like 30 ml of liquids and something around that. So you have to be very careful. I personally like to bring a toothbrush and I like to bring a small toothpaste, and this is not really liquid or that much, or it's only like 20 ml, but I usually use some of it, so there's not much in it, and I normally don't have problems with bringing this on the plane. I also bring some makeup, but I don't bring any liquid makeup or foundation or anything like that. What I actually end up bringing sometimes is mostly mascara, a little mirror, and maybe some lipstick, like non-liquid lipstick, or even some eyeliner. I have liquid eyeliner, but this is such a small liquid that normally I don't have problems with it. And then you can also have, you know, your tweezers in here as well, because if you're anything like me, when I go down south, my face just becomes 10 times hairier. So don't forget to carry tweezers if you need to. And for skincare, I would literally abstain because most skincare products are liquid. If not, every skincare product is liquid, including sunscreen. So you can't really bring sunscreen. So make sure to put sunscreen before and when you land, when you get your luggage and stuff, because yeah, you're gonna get that confiscated. And the last product that I recommend, and I also recommend to be careful with, is deodorant. So if you have more of the stick type of deodorant that's not very liquidy, then obviously bring it, because you know, when you're crammed in a space, when you're walking around, running around the airport, you're gonna sweat and you're gonna smell maybe. So hopefully not, but it might happen. So make sure you put deodorant before, and maybe keep some deodorant with you that is not very liquidy and that you can pass through the gate check. Another thing I highly recommend always bringing is gum. The thing is, you don't want to have bad breath if you really can't brush your teeth, or if you're drinking or eating stuff on the plane and you just want to, you know, pop a little mint or something. So highly recommend gum. But not only that, because in the plane, usually your ears pop from the pressure going up and down the altitude and stuff. And the funny thing is, I had gum with me, and I was very unlucky because I was really sick for 2 weeks. So even though I was chewing gum throughout my plane ride, I actually got my ears blocked, and they didn't get unblocked until the next day after like I landed and whatnot. So it's pretty bad, it's pretty unfortunate, but I can't even imagine how much worse it would have been if I wasn't chewing gum. So highly recommend. That was just a specific instance in my life that had happened like that. It's because my sinuses were already blocked and everything was already blocked, so it just got extremely more blocked. So I hate traveling when sick, but it happens. Another item I recommend carrying is your sunglasses and your regular glasses, or even I think your contacts if you need them. But definitely some sunglasses. You never know, you might need them if you're going somewhere sunny especially, or if it's a very sunny day wherever you're landing. Don't forget your sunglasses. That's something that sometimes I tend to forget, so I usually pack my sunglasses. And I usually don't pack my glasses because I love to live life on edge, and I love to see sometimes life a little bit blurry. So yeah. So maybe you also want to pack some medicine. It depends on what you can and can't bring. I would always recommend to check up the country that you're leaving from and the country you're arriving, or if you want to bring your vitamins as well. So sometimes I'll bring some vitamins, sometimes I just won't bother because I'll just wait, or you know, your birth control pill or whatever it is that you need. So definitely don't bring the whole amount. Bring maybe something and put it in a little box or a little Ziploc, or you know, if you're putting it in a Ziploc, make sure you're not crushing it somewhere in your backpack. But yeah, don't forget to bring some stuff, vitamins, birth control, whatever. Another thing that I always bring is band-aids. You never know what happens, and you never know if you get blisters on your feet, so band-aids are always a good thing to carry. Actually, like a little safety kit is good to carry too, but you have to watch you don't have any sharp objects or liquids and stuff. But highly recommend carrying always band-aids. I actually usually have my band-aids with my camera because they're so light and I can just put them at the back zipper, so highly recommend that. Now, depending when and where you're traveling, I also recommend face mask or little sanitizer, antiseptic little things for your fingers and hands. This is a traveler care from Air Transat that I collected that they were giving us. So it actually has a face mask and it has a Sani gel for, you know, kills harmful bacteria and germs, and a antiseptic wipe as well. So that's obviously optional. It depends on you. It depends if you are more careful with germs or if there's any restrictions. I think now most restrictions have been lifted, but always make sure and always have a mask just in case, you know. Now, I almost forgot, I have an extra section and it's called the apparel section, and that's because when you go on a flight, you never know when you're coming out how the temperatures are going to be like, and you never know how the temperature is going to be like in the flight. It could be very hot in the flight, but it could also be very cold. Most times flights become very cold very quickly, so I always come prepared, especially me because I'm always cold. So the first thing I always bring is thicker socks and longer socks, because I make sure I always can be really warm and really protected on my legs, especially if, like, you know, I'm traveling and I don't know what temperature I'm going into or what temperature the flight is gonna, you know, accommodate to. So I always feel better safe than sorry. And I also always bring a sweater or a hoodie. So I just have this like plain black hoodie that I bring, and I wore this on my last flight and it was great and it kept me warm, and I took it off whenever I was too warm, and then I had my shirt underneath, you know, just the typical things. And another thing that I always recommend bringing as well is maybe like a hat or a cap. So I bring this because when you go to hot countries, you just want to protect your head and not catch that much sun. I hate wearing hats, but I have to wear them, so that's what I also bring in my backpack. If you don't like hoodies, or if you're not going somewhere cold, or if you're not leaving somewhere cold and you're very much like someone who likes warm items or warm things, you could also bring a jacket instead, or a sweater vest or something like that. My mom, she likes better to have like a jean jacket, so that's up to you, to each your own. Depending when I leave the country, because I live in Canada, so Canada can get really cold. If I'm leaving during the winter time, I'm normally gonna have a t-shirt, a sweater, a jacket on top, or a light jacket on top, or a light parka on top. So it all depends. And then I also always bring a hair tie. I have always a hair tie on me, and then I have an extra hair tie just in case, because I have long hair and it gets in the way, and sometimes you just want it out of your face and you just want to feel free and cooler on your neck and stuff. And then another thing I also bring for apparel sometimes, and it's something that I wasn't doing, but now that I'm thinking, it was very stupid of me not to do that, and it's to bring a pair of swimsuit, because especially if you're going to a hot country, if you're going to like say Panama, Mexico, Dominican, Cuba, all those warmer countries in South America, you're obviously probably traveling to go to the ocean, to go swim, and if your luggage is lost, you're not gonna have swimsuit, and you're gonna have to go and buy some and find some, and you're gonna spend a lot of money and you're just gonna lose your head. So it's better to have your swim trunks with you, an extra pair, just in case something happens to your luggage. So that was it. Those were all the items that I bring. It's actually a lot when I'm unpacking it. I actually have them all set up around me right now, and I'm like, wow, I actually can fit a lot in my backpack. So I don't travel that light. I know that some people travel heavier than this, But for me, I just rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather have my essentials on me than not in case something happens. So that's my travel essentials personally. Let me know how heavy or light you travel. Let me know what are some of your essentials. Are there some things that I didn't include, or are there some things that I include that you find intriguing? Let me know down below. I'd be really interested to hear. And I hope that if you're traveling anytime soon or this summer, that you come back to this video to, you know, last minute remember not to forget certain things, like perhaps maybe your toothbrush or your sunglasses or your vitamins, whatever it is. I hope that this video will help you remember. As always, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. You can find me everywhere, and you can find everything linked down below as usual. And yeah, I hope you're having a great start to your summer. We're not really summer yet by the time I post this video, but it's coming soon. So I hope nevertheless that you're gonna have a great and amazing summer. And if it's not summer where you're at, and if you're not watching this in the summertime, I hope that your next travel is going to be everything you ever wanted, and I hope that you're not going to forget anything. And if you do, I hope that it's not going to be too bad, okay? Safe travels, safe summer, always be prepared. Better prepared than sorry. I always say that, and I always stand by that, and I always believe in that. The most important thing is to be safe and to have a lot of fun. So I'll see you on the next shelf. Bye!